Hey everyone, welcome to episode 34 of PixlFeed Radio, and I'm here with my friend Stacy Braiuca. How are you, Stacy? What's going on?
I am great, Christian. How are you today?
I'm good. It's sunny outside. I can feel the sunshine. For those of you who are not, watching on YouTube, if you're listening, it's actually sunny today, so that's good. So my friend Stacy here, she's the self-proclaimed queen of online summits and automation. I love automation. It makes my life easier, and that's why I wanted to have you on, and obviously the online summits too. I haven't done any personally, but I've been to a bunch, so I wanted to talk to you about that as well. So before we get started talking about that, how did you get started in this whole world? What's the background? Because everybody has a background who becomes an entrepreneur at some point.
Okay, well, so you mean that origin story thing?
Yeah.
So let's flash we're going to go back a ways, all right?
Okay.
So turn the time machine on and head back to 2001.
Mm-hmm.
I am actually still a clinical social worker. Shh, don't tell anybody.
All right, it's a secret between us. Nobody knows.
It's a secret. But I realized, okay, I was the one everybody was coming to in the office when they needed tech help for anything. So like I was the lone geek girl in the social work world. Still am, really, because my colleagues over there in the social work world and then the ones I found later in the public health world don't know jack about tech mostly. And they're scared of it and anything. But I also realized that all of this technology was starting to come at us where we could do education events. Because keeping CEUs up, continuing education credits for social workers and for public health professionals is important to keep our licenses and to keep practicing in the current scope of how we're supposed to practice, just to know what is, what's the current research on XYZ, whatever it is, and learning those things and keeping those credits up. And it's really hard. It still is, to this day, even really hard to fit those things into your schedule when you're trying to work a 60-hour week, pretty much, and, try and balance family and everything.
God, 60-hour week. I mean,
yeah.
That's
it's supposed to be a 40-hour week, but
yeah. I mean, I've worked that much in the past, and I don't miss it. I still work a lot, but I don't have to. With automation nowadays, I don't have to work that hard.
Oh, thank God for automation.
Thankfully.
Yeah. So some of those things is, when I'm working a 60-hour week, I'm looking at my colleagues going, there's, we need this education. There are ways we could do it online, even back in 2001. So we keep going through things, and my colleagues weren't ready for it. They were not ready to go online. So I kept working on online education opportunities and ways to do online education. I started teaching at 2 universities, one of which had a great online program already, and one had nothing. And I helped them build kind of some of their first online classes. Then last summer, I found some software that made it even easier to automate, as you will, and replicate, because it's all about, if you can automate something and replicate it, you can scale.
Right.
Yep. So I could see the fact that this was going to be even easier to replicate and scale. And finally, society had caught up to the point where, hey, wait a minute, doing online education and online, Zoom calls or online this or that was more commonplace and more accessible.
I don't think it was.
This is 2019 still, so we're
okay. All right. So I was gonna say now, I'm not gonna lie though. My worst nightmare became true when, as I call them, the normies found out about Zoom. Now everybody wants to be on a Zoom call. I'm like, no, I'm done with the Zoom calls. Like, unless it's really absolutely necessary. Guess what? We're probably gonna get on the phone because that means I can be in the car. I can be, I don't have to be attached to my desk. I mean, you
can dial in using your phone to
but everybody wants to do video now. I'm like, it's not necessary.
So I realized last summer that the online summit space was coming.
Right.
Little did I know
what was going to happen.
I had no clue what public health emergency we were actually going to deal with. So, the perfect storm, not the perfect storm, the crappy storm that hit us, of a public health emergency, a mental health emergency, and a business emergency all at once.
Right.
And I have not stopped since then, because like you said, the normies, everybody else came to our playground and want to know how to use it all at once, but they're also stressed out about all of it all at once. And it's because of a public health emergency. So all three pieces of my background came together when that happened, and has come together now as Done For You Concierge, which is not just a summit service, but we also provide some other services.
Right. They just had an article done for you guys on Thrive Woman magazine, right? On Thrive Entrepreneur magazine. Which one is it? Sorry, it's Thriving Woman.
Thriving Woman magazine. It's a brand new online magazine, and we just had an article published in there. Just came out yesterday. So about 3 different types of online events that you can do for lead generation. So, in this, I hate the cliche word of in this new normal, because frankly, every single day for us before COVID was a new normal.
Right.
This just happens to be one of those major pivot points, like 9/11 was, like, various other historical events have always happened. And you talk about before this or after this. That's the only major difference, because every day is a new normal for everyone, or should be, because we should change little things about ourselves to make life continue to be interesting. I digress. The article that came out is about 3 different events that you can do to generate leads, so we can get more leads for our businesses. One are online, I put them in the right order here. Online challenges. So like a 5-day, a 7-day, a 21-day, or 30-day challenge. Mm-hmm. Online giveaways, and not the publisher's sweepstakes style giveaway, or the share this to your friends and get so many points and we're going to give away a whatever to the person who gets the most points. That's not the kind of giveaway I'm talking about, although those are cool giveaways. Mm-hmm. The kind I'm talking about is that a group of people get together and have all of their opt-ins. Maybe podcasters all get together and say, we've all got this list of fun opt-ins. Come join our email list, and you can get, each person gives away something. So there's 30 people that get together, and whoever the participants who come can get 30 different free gifts that day or that week.
I tell people,
all of those 30 participants get leads from different audiences. So it's a way to cross-pollinate, if you will, your audience.
So you're actually giving the advice. One, I talk about how important having a list is on this channel all the time. Like I say it all the time, the money's on the list. You have to have a list or an audience. Mm-hmm. Actually, I just put out a video. I think it was Wednesday. What's today? Yesterday. I can't even keep track of things. That I was talking about the holy trinity of marketing. One is having a list, audience. Second is having an offer, and 3 is having a pitch, whether it's through video, talking, or copywriting. But yeah, that's one of the strategies that a lot of marketers do. They get together with other people that have a list. They combine the list and send an offer to that list, and that's how they bring the traffic to whatever it is that they're trying to do, which works really well, because they're if you keep them engaged, you're going to get a good open rate and response. So that's how you recommend to get the traffic to the site?
This is so. Think about what would happen if you bring 30 of your favorite friends together and you guys each put in your offer, your free offer, and we help get it put all into one place so that people can see, the incredible podcasters offer or the incredible XYZ, whatever giveaway. And there are 30 different things somebody could get, and they click each one and can go and sign up for all 30 or just the ones that really pertain to them. And all 30 of the people who are giving things away each promote the giveaway. So everybody's driving traffic to it. And it's that, that cross-pollination of your lists to each other. So you get in front of new audiences and can give them new things.
And now you're growing your own list, because whoever's opting in from the other ones gets added to yours, and your list.
And as somebody who coordinates it, you're growing from, you also typically giveaways they charge the contributors. There's like a fee to become a contributor. So you pay like a certain amount to put your item on the list. And so then the contributor or the person who's hosting it, they either make money off of that, or usually that's the money that ends up paying us to help put it all together, get all the backstage together, if you will. but depending on how many, contributors they have and whatever it is they charge, they may make a few dollars off of that.
Okay. That makes sense. So when you're putting all of this together, what different platforms are you using to bring it all together and automate it?
It really depends. We actually pride ourselves on being, we are not individually platform agnostic, but when we're talking to a client, one of the first things I'm going to ask is, where are you living right now? Like, where are your, do you have a website on Kartra? Do you have a website on WordPress? Where is it your, who is your email provider right now? Do you use Aweber or MailChimp or, Kartra? Kartra's an all-in-one. And that's actually that's my preferred, but I'm not going to make a client switch to one of my preferred. If they don't have anything at all, I'm going to suggest the things that I suggest based on testing and whether that's really a solid tool. That we have favorites.
What do you like so much about Kartra? I personally use ActiveCampaign. I love ActiveCampaign.
What I like about, so there are two that I like is Kartra and InfluencerSoft. And what I like about both of those is that they are all-in-one spaces. In my Kartra account, I have all of my calendars. I have all of my landing pages, my websites, my help desks, my membership course areas, my products, my email system, my statistics, and an affiliate system all in one place.
That sounds like a dream. Like all of my stuff is separated.
Right. So instead of having to worry about automation so what I had before this, a year ago, one of the things I had WordPress. And every time WordPress updated, one of my plugins would break. Absolutely. I spent more time fixing my plugins and fixing my email systems and fixing this and that than I did getting things done.
Right.
A friend of mine introduced me to Kartra, and specifically, I am very much a Kartra evangelist when it comes to that, because it is all in one place. I no longer have to pay for hosting. I no longer pay for a calendaring system. I no longer pay for an email system, an affiliate system, a WordPress site. I pay for one thing and it does everything. And it also happens to be the brother and sister site, or the sibling site to EverWebinar and Webinar Jam. So I can add webinars in using those, and because they're siblings, they play nice together. So I don't have to worry about the automation everything just works together.
Yeah, I like Webinar Jam. I've heard the name, but I've never actually tried it myself because I haven't had the full need like you do. So all my stuff is in separate platforms. Like, for example, my regular websites, when I say regular website, that means I don't drive traffic to them. They just live online if somebody wants to find me online, I guess. That will be WordPress. If I need to build an offer for a product or a sales funnel or a lead magnet, a landing page, is definitely ClickFunnels, because I can get that up and running in literally 10 minutes. And I've been using it since it came out. So it's just it's just easy for me to use, basically.
Right.
And then, I have so many colleagues that use it that we can just share our funnels between each other. So if somebody has something, they just send it to me and boom, it's on my account.
Yeah. And that happens actually over in Kartra as well. They have campaigns that you can share amongst yourselves.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's amazing. And then the ActiveCampaign, again, I've been using it forever because I love the way the segmentation, how easy it is to use. I mean, I guess habit, you know what I mean? Because ClickFunnels, they have their own email responder built in and everything, but I still don't use it because I love how ActiveCampaign has more details built into it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So if, for example, if you were coming to us and saying, "Hey, I want to do a giveaway," or if we move over to the summit space, the same thing applies. You're wanting to do a challenge, a giveaway, or a summit. We're going to say, okay, these are the things that you already use. Our team works in all of those platforms. Our team knows all of those platforms already. So we go with what you bring us. If you're like, I'm just starting out, I don't have anything, then I'm going to say, we're going to have a discussion about what's your financial situation, what's your budget, what's your literacy, what's your digital literacy look like? What are your goals for your business? So literally, one of the things I do is I bring my background as a therapist into my geek world. because I do basically an assessment of everything you have from the digital standpoint and all the different technology pieces you have and need, along with your business goals and needs, as well as your personal knowledge and choices and what you want to do. And so I bring it all together and do a full assessment of all of that. And then we co-create an action plan of what you want to do. And then my team, we come up with, okay, what parts is it you might want to do yourself and what parts is it my team is going to do for you, and then we put together a proposal and we start down the road.
It's funny that you bring that up because you just remind me of something. It's like, I get, people, that's how I run my calls. Like, I joke around, like I'm a doctor when I get on a meeting with you to figure out like when you come to me, if I take you up as a prospect or like, I want to help you, like, if I see it's a good fit, because I don't take everybody, it has to be a good fit just from what they do and all that. Right.
Sure.
We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and I prefer to, concentrate on my strengths. You can go to somebody else with everything else.
Well, you're doing the client a disservice potentially too if you take everybody.
Absolutely.
It's not necessarily, it's not a negative thing against the person. If it's not a good fit, you don't want to do them a disservice either.
No, I wanted to
coming from the perspective of being of service. I can provide the best service for you if we fit. And if we don't, let me help you find somebody who does fit.
Absolutely. And I have plenty of friends that I can refer you to. So, so that's how I run my discovery calls. It's, because they get on and they're like, hey, great to talk to you. I've seen all your videos. I'm like, great. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You listen. Oh, great. Thank you for listening, blah, blah. Now, all right, let's get started. So, and then I'll just start asking questions, but I'm very just monotone. I was like, okay, how much have you done in sales? How much are you doing in sales right now? X. Okay. What do you want to be? And I just ask question after question, and and people are like shocked by it because they're used to me being like, hey, what's going on, guys? And it's like, no, man, this is like a doctor's visit. I want to figure out what's wrong with your business so I can fix it. And then explain it. It's just funny that they expect this whole bubbly conversation. I'm just like, I'm
so you should call yourself the business doctor. No,
I don't know about that, but I just like to dissect.
Doctor, but yeah,
I have like a list of questions that I'm going to walk you through just because it helps you figure out in my head as we go of what's wrong and how I can fix it. And then at the end, I can be like, okay, this is what we can do.
Right.
So it's that approach that you use as well.
Yeah. And I think the approach is important. But I also think what brings myself and my colleague and I together as a team, what we can provide is different, is primarily when you get somebody and you want to have them do your technology or your geek work, if you will, they're not necessarily going to bring the human background with it along with the geek part. They're going to bring just the technology side.
Right.
We have a heavy component of the personal side with it as well. Mm-hmm. And that's where what we do feels different, looks different, and acts different, because we are going to work with your levels of anxiety on things just as much. Now, I'm not going to be a therapist to you. Let me be very clear. I step out of my therapist role, but the way I do things is still the same.
And that's a good thing that you bring that up now that I think about it, because being in the business I am, and, as people know here, I specialize primarily in Facebook ads. That's how I drive, the amounts of traffic that I can drive somewhere along with everything else. So I know so many people in my industry that are so analytical. Like, when you say geek, I don't like saying geek too much because it sounds bad, but it's not. I'm a geek too,
It's not. Yeah.
But they're super analytical, and they can pick, they can look at data and just pick something that, won't stand out to 99% of people. Mm-hmm. But then when they'll come to me, they're like, I don't get it. I ran the numbers. Everything looks this way. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not getting the results. What's going on, man? Can you give me an opinion? And then I'll go in there and then I'll look at their creative and their copywriting for the actual ad itself. I'm like, dude, there's no hook, story, and offer. That's why people are not clicking over, and it's just because they're missing that personality to splash on it. It's not just technicality, right?
Yeah. And you've got to have, and that you bring up a really good point, because, the other thing that Done For You Concierge is specifically is it's not just me. It's a team that we have put together that have people with backgrounds in copywriting, in marketing, in building landing pages, in doing analytics, in doing social media. They do different things. Everybody kind of has their different little magic trick, and we're all together as a team, and each person does little pieces of a particular item for a client.
Sure.
So we've brought together a team. Done For You Concierge is really a team of entrepreneurs that have come together to support and serve each other, but also to support and serve our clients.
I think that's the future. I think, because that's how we do it. I have my copywriters, and I got my Google guy, because I won't go near Google, and
I don't know.
But I have the expertise. Like I can, I know, like when somebody comes to me, I'm like, this is the funnel that we're going to build. This is the store we're going to build. And it's going to be like this, and that. But right. I can't. I mean, I can do copywriting, but I know I'm not the best at copywriting. So I'd rather bring one of my friends that I trust, and I know they're like an expert in copywriting, just like I'm an expert in other fields, to do the copywriting, because that's right. And I think that's going to be the future, just like entrepreneurs or freelancers coming together. Yeah. And, bringing solutions to other people, collaboration. Yeah.
You have to, and in order to do that, you have to have a mindset of abundance, that you're not, like say you and I were to work together. It would be, you can't say, oh, Christian's going to steal my clients. Yeah. No, it's let's collaborate together to bring more, because there's plenty of clients. There's plenty of abundance to go around, and the stealing things or whatever, that's not it. It's because he knows which things he's good at. And if we come together and collaborate, we can just do even better for clients.
Absolutely. 100%. Some people don't get that.
Abundance. You have to have the mindset of abundance. You have to have the mindset of collaboration is better than soul. I'm going to do it all myself. I'm going to do whatever because I don't want them to steal my stuff. And then you've also got to, but you also need to be clear in who's doing what. You've got to have high communication. And you've got to be enjoying. Everybody has to be really have a certain level of enjoyment of what they're doing, because otherwise, why? Otherwise, let's all go back to those 60-hour weeks.
Right.
And I really don't want to do that.
This is my philosophy on it. I'd rather be a true expert of one thing and have the knowledge of everything else that goes along with it, because I keep learning it because I love it. But, it's better to be an expert of one thing than try to be a jack of all trades, basically. Because once you're an expert of one thing, it's going to take you a lot farther than you trying to do it all just to please everybody. You can't please everyone. You just can't.
You can't please everyone, but I will argue the point of the being a jack of all trades versus an expert. I'll say that there are some people who are better being the jacks of all trades. Oh my gosh.
Your dog.
including the I have an expert and apparently it's mail time, and I wondered if that was going to happen, but
it's all right.
You have you can be some people are better at focusing and being an expert, and some people are better learning little bits of everything and being that way. So I'll say that it depends on the person.
I guess I can see that. Yeah. I mean, I like learning everything.
But the cool thing is those two people can collaborate with each other as well.
Right.
And I think it's also having a knowledge of what individual strengths, weaknesses, personalities, etc. are really important when you're building any collaboration or any team. And you have to be honest with each other about what your strengths and weaknesses are. Mm-hmm. And you have to accept each other's strengths and weaknesses and go, okay, where do we fit the puzzle pieces together? Because they will, if you fit together that way, your strengths are going to help the other person's weakness and vice versa.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, it's like I like learning stuff that I enjoy learning. And for example, like I said, if like we're talking about copywriting, like I know the structure of an ad is bait, hook, pain, solution to the pain, social proof, social proof, scarcity, call to action. Like I know the structure. Do I want to write it? No. I'd rather have one like, right. One of my friends who's an awesome copywriter write the actual copy, and then I'll be looking at it, I'm like, oh, that looks awesome. Or, I would change this, I would change that.
Or I have a joke about that to my team is, I could write you a PhD level dissertation on the mental health impacts of COVID-19.
Right.
Okay. I could write that for you. But if I go to write a sales page, I freeze. I know the pieces and parts that go in it. I understand it conceptually, and I understand even what mine was good in there. When I go to write it, my style of writing is academic.
Sure.
It's not marketing style writing. And I have tried over and over and over to get past that.
Yeah.
And you know what did it?
What?
Delegating it to somebody else instead.
There you go. But you know what? If you want to learn a little bit about copywriting, there's a fantastic book. And it's one of my friends, Jim Edwards. It's called Copywriting Secrets. Okay. And the way he wrote this book, it's like so simple to understand. Like he actually breaks it down.
Conceptually, I can get all of it. That's not the issue.
Right.
The concepts are all there. Mm-hmm. The knowledge is all there. It's when I go to write it, I have an anxiety attack, and I finally realized that the best thing was to delegate. So the 4 things that have helped my business the most this year: switching from WordPress to Kartra, attending events, building joint venture relationships and collaborations, doing a strategy session with my colleague Paula, because she's amazing at strategy sessions, on the to build initial strategy and funnels, and 4, delegating things out. Yeah,
delegating is like the best thing you can do for yourself.
Automation first, delegation second. That way you can work in your brilliance.
Cool. So the other thing I was going to ask you, so do you guys specialize? Do you specialize in a certain niche, or do you guys work with pretty much anybody who's interested in getting the work done, or getting on, doing a summit or automating their business?
Well, obviously we can't bring their content. The client brings their content and they bring their knowledge of their area. So for example, if you brought, we work with people in all different areas, but they have to bring their content in their niche. Mm-hmm. So if somebody has, I'm trying to think of something that would be, outside of, like real estate. Mm-hmm. It's not something that I've done or do. I know just enough about it to maybe understand where to go to look for buying a piece of real estate or whatever. But so they would bring their knowledge of those things. Or somebody had, I don't know, maybe theater, that it's way outside, it's outside of my realm. They bring their content. We help them put those into the structure. We're kind of like your backstage. Mm-hmm. So like we bring the, how do you put together, or how do you do a summit using ClickFunnels, ActiveCampaign, and the different pieces and parts that you have tech wise. Mm-hmm. How do we do an online? What's the best way to do an online summit for you? Okay. And so does it require landing pages? Are we going to do landing pages? Are we going to do an outside service and then run it through your system? Or it's gonna look different for each person. There are different platforms out there where you can do summits and online events. Sometimes those are great for our clients, and sometimes it's not what we want to do, and we want to build it intrinsically inside their WordPress site or their ClickFunnels pages.
Sure. And then this is the done for you service. What about, I know you do coaching as well and training. How does that side of things work? So when somebody comes to you, it's like, I'm a mess. What do I do? What's the process there?
Sure. Some of a lot of our clients, we'll do some done for you, like getting them set up on some things, but then we will move them over into our group coaching program to where we help them continue to work on, one of the products that we're helping people a lot with right now is Influencersoft. Now that's not to be confused with Infusionsoft. Mm-hmm. Infusionsoft is specifically more like an email system and landing pages and products, right?
Right.
Influencersoft is another all-in-one, similar to Kartra that I told you about, but it's brand new. It's got a lifetime offer. It's still got a lot of glitches and in beta, and they don't have everything. Everything's not going to be running for a little bit. That's why it's got a great lifetime offer on it.
Right.
But we're helping people build their presence in that site, and then we're doing a group coaching program to help them continue to build and grow.
Is this for like individual online, like individual coaches or any type of business?
Authors, healers, speakers, entrepreneurs, someone who's wanting to, they might want, because they have membership sites, mm-hmm. Membership courses in there. There's maybe a course builder, somebody who wants to build an online course, or somebody who wants to have a membership area, somebody who just wants to have, maybe they just want to put their coaching service onto a website and have people be able to buy coaching hours from them. our packages.
I get people keep asking me to do a course on Facebook ads, and I'm just like, guys, it's like it takes so much work. Like, I mean, I want to do it at some point, but it's like I put many courses together in the past, and I mean, people don't realize the amount of work that goes into putting a course together. Like, people think it's like, oh, just turn on the camera and record. I was like, no.
No, you know it's not that simple. However, I actually have a colleague who's just getting ready to start a program that you might be interested in, because it helps you build that course. It's a course about building courses, and it structures it so that it isn't as daunting. Now, I can see what you're saying. You know, I know you already know kind of the pieces and parts, but this structures it so that those pieces and parts may not take as long as you. They may not take as long, but it also has all the right pieces and parts in it for you.
I think what did it for me is that, you know, I don't write word by word scripts for my stuff. Like, I just do outlines, and then I just follow those outlines. And I think that's kind of a mistake too, because the last course that I did, the mini course that I did, you know, I kept messing up. So I had to stop, rewind, you know, cut and record again. And I remember, I mean, one Saturday it was like 9 hours of straight recording. I lost my voice. Like, my voice was just shot by the end of the day. You know, you don't think about it and just keep talking and talking and talking. Yeah. And I learned that one quick to like, all right, now I got to save my voice, you know, doing all these videos and, you know, especially with the YouTube stuff and the podcast. And it's like, you know,
you need to do like 1 or 2 a day, maybe, you know?
Yeah. And that's it. But then on that, you know, I have calls with clients too. You know, it's not just the stuff that I do. That's what I do for a living too. So I definitely learned how valuable your voice is, because I don't remember ever losing my voice before. But yeah, I mean, the only reason I haven't done the Facebook course is because Facebook keeps changing way too much too quickly in the past couple of months. And I'm like, I don't want to put out a course that's going to be it won't be completely useless, but half of it will be completely useless in like weeks. So it's like, at one point I'll do it. But that's a great recommendation. I'm gonna get the information from you in the how to make a course.
And let me give you one more suggestion. Just having been an educator for years, here's your education tip for the day.
I'll take it.
It's to teach people the items by concept, not by construct. And especially when you're dealing with Facebook, if you teach somebody that based on the construct of what Facebook looks like, they're going to change something, right? You teach based on the concepts they have to have in the ad. It doesn't matter whether it's Facebook now or Facebook 5 years from now. The concept that you need
stays the same, right? But when I refer to like the changes,
it gives it a little bit more evergreen. Not entirely, because you're going to have changes where
with the algorithm and stuff like that. But I see what you're saying. Teach the actual concept, like
the concepts, not the construct.
Right. That makes sense. Like, I get what you're saying 100%. I love that. Yep. I really love it when you put it like that. It makes it a lot easier, but that's cool. So, okay. So, you know, when people come up to you to do the coaching, how long it's usually the coaching program that you offer?
Our group coaching program is actually ongoing, and it's monthly. We're right now, it's kind of it's not entirely free form, but it's going to be around a 12-week cycle, but people can join anytime. So if they join and we're in week 4 or 5 or something, they just keep going back around till we get to the first ones again. And then the other coaching that I do is for like one-on-one coaching on technology in general. You know, that's a higher level coaching for individuals who are wanting to, you know, do some one-on-one laser coaching with me.
Cool. All right. I think that answers all the questions everybody's going to have, and we're running out of time because it's 2:50 already. My God, that's crazy. I thought we had more time, so I got to cut it off short. But Stacy, thank you so much for doing this in such a short notice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Where can people find you, your team, and everything that you offer? Give me all the pages and all the links where people. And we're gonna put them in the link in the descriptions as well.
The main link to find me is stacybraiuca.com. StacyBraiuc as in cow A. And you can also find me at Facebook at Stacy Braiuca. Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, all of those. Just search Stacy Braiuca, all one word, and you will find me.
Awesome. All right, Stacy, thank you so much again. And